So in the end, it really comes down to knowledge literally protects and ignorance endangers. And here's some sources. There's so much information material out there, but there are some really amazing books and material I want to make aware of. One of is the work by Laura Nadjajic, who has such an amazing body of work out there. She researched amazing things of the past 30 years. And I put her work on one stage of like what she has done to our understanding of the hidden reality is what Einstein literally has done for quantum physics. But obviously, considering the subject matter, she's not as famous, right? So she wrote this is The Wave. It's an 8-book series. That's the first book, Writing the Wave, The Truth and Lies About 2012 and Global Transformation. A very good introduction into all these themes is also Bringing Us of the Dawn, The Teachings from the Palladians by Barbara Messiniak, which came out in the late 80s, and what she's written back then is exactly happening now. Another book from Laura Nadjajic, High Strangeness, Hyperdimensions, and the Process of Alien Abduction. She goes more into what I talk about of a hyperdimensional aspect of reality, and it's an incredible body of work in there. The ultimate is probably The Secret History of the World. There's 800 pages in this book. This is not easy reading, but it contains, if you want to understand our history better, and even ancient history and ancient civilizations, especially the monolithic civilizations, the Mayans, the Incas, the Egyptians, even older than that, then this is the way to go. When it comes to UFOs, Dolan is the man. He's the man. UFOs in a national security state. He's working on his 3rd volume, and type in Richard Dolan on YouTube. There are amazing lectures out there where he talks about literally facts-based truths about what's happening with the UFOs, and we're actually approaching disclosure on some level. This is something we all will have to deal with in the near future. When it comes to esoteric teachings and spiritual teachings, this is, again, I can recommend any work by Gurdjieff, In Search of the Miraculous, written by Ouspensky, which was a student of him. And another big one, the ultimate red pill, I also consider as Gnosis by Boris Muraviev, which also goes deep into the idea of self-work and understanding yourself. Again, these are just suggestions, just put them out there, whatever works for oneself. Here's some websites. I can, because when you ask me later, and we can write them down again, casapia.org, it's Laura Nadjajic's website. SOTT, Signs of the Times, is an amazing news website. Ponerology.com deals with psychopathy and power and what's happening and what we really need to understand as well. Eolasis, how do you pronounce it? Umberto? Thank you. It's you go to the website, and it's an amazing meditation breathwork program you can download for free. It's been Laura Nadjajic created it, and it's very profound, and it's very helpful in this day and age to really do some meditative practice in that way. Red Pill Press, the amazing, incredible books in there too, that mostly also based on Laura Knight's work and more. Montauk.net is also it's a website by a guy named called Tom Montauk, and he has really interesting writings, which I recommend to check out. Again, these don't believe anything, just check it out with an open mind and see for yourself. And I have my little MySpace site. I have some articles I collected over the years, which became pretty. I think there are 100 blogs on there or something about various topics. Feel free to check it out. And that's it. There's more to say, but thank you. I know it's been maybe a bit much and long for everyone, and probably have no time. But if there are any comments, dialogue, questions, anything anybody wants to mention, feel free.
Thank you so much, Bernard. Listen, we gotta wake the fuck up because it's later than you think, you guys. Some of this stuff, for some of you, it kind of goes right over. It's pretty intense. It's stuff that we've never really talked about before, and we need to start talking about it. We feel that it's not relevant to our daily lives, but it is. It's got everything to do with school, It's got everything to do with religion, with the churches. It's got everything to do with going down to the store and picking up your genetically modified food. It's got everything to do with all of it. Walking down the street, the signs in the street, the freeways. It's all interconnected. And a lot of us feel that, hey, there is no connection. What the fuck is all of this about? All this esoteric stuff, it has nothing to do with my life and my everyday life. But it does. It really does, you guys. It really has everything to do with it. And if we don't talk about it, they can keep fucking us forever, which they're doing right now, and have been doing for a very long time. So we need to start talking about these things, figuring out what's going on in the schools. I have a 6-year-old son. Taking him to school, it's extremely hard to stomach. We pulled him out, standing in line, waiting for the bell to ring. Are we in fucking prison here? That's what they do in prison. You're about to go into the gas chamber. What do you think they had these people do? Stand in line. Okay, let's follow. And don't run. Whatever you do, don't run. That's what they're doing in school right now. You walk in and you'd be amazed. This is a jail. It looks like a jail. All the new schools that they're building look just like jails. So let's not, it's related. It's all related. It might not seem like it is, but it is. And a lot of these teachers, all these people who are working within politics and are activists, teachers who are trying to make a difference within the school system, they need to be, getting in touch with a lot of this stuff, because they need to start teaching the students about some of these things. And even though it might be extremely hard to go against administration, because the administration is in cahoots with the elite and with these power structures, which don't want any of us to be somewhat intelligent, or to be starting to ask questions. Just keep going along with the herd, like Bernard was showing us. Let's just keep going along with this. Keep in line. Don't run, because you're going to make it hard for us to put you in the gas chamber. Come on, you guys. Don't rock the boat here, But we will fucking rock this boat. The water's going to get really fucking choppy. Extremely choppy. So because, are we going to wait until they start knocking on our door? Are we going to wait until, you see what's going on in the Gulf. The shit has come to their doorstep. It's at their doorstep. It's not, people are getting sick there, It's not like, nobody's really hurting. No. They can't do what, like, generation after generation of their family have been doing, which is making a livelihood from fishing or, providing food for a lot of people. They can't even do that at all anymore. Now what? Now you're fucked. If tomorrow you couldn't do what you had to do to provide for your family, what are you going to do? Really, what are you going to do? And that's what they're planning to do, mass evacuations in that whole area. I'm talking the military's coming in. They have been coming in and setting up. And they're going to have to try to evacuate all kinds of people from there because of what's going on with the oil. And not only that, because of what's going on underneath the water. Huge methane gas chambers, that are collecting, and huge. That stuff could just come up and poison the whole area. They're not even waiting for that. They're already poisoning people with the dispersants that they're putting all over that whole area. They're killing people with that right now. Wait for it to get dark, fly the planes, and start dropping that shit. I see it here. Not those particular chemicals, but I see the chemtrails here. Crisscrossing this whole sky. I've seen it. It's not, why doesn't anybody say, what the fuck is that? What are these chemicals coming down on our communities and our neighborhoods? Should we not question that? This is what's going on, and it's going on at so many different levels. We're being attacked, and you might not feel it, and it takes some kind of sensitivity to actually acknowledge it and feel it and see what's actually going on around you. Everything from your birth certificates, from Social Security cards, to the schooling that's going on, to the food. You walk into these genetically modified food dispensers, these food supermarkets all around this place, and I don't give a fuck if you go to Whole Foods. You're getting the same shit. Just because it says organic, that doesn't mean you're not getting genetically modified food. And let's ask why they're doing that. They're fucking with our genetics, big time. No shit. You know? So let's take a good look at what's going on around us. When we drive down the freeway, check out the signs. These guys are working with numerology, positioning of symbols, everything to keep us in the trance. And you don't notice it because, well, fuck, it's been there since we were born. So it doesn't really feel any different now than it did when I was 13 or whatever, you know. But now, if we actually knew what these symbols meant, and if we knew why they position certain things and where they do, and then we begin to wake up and see what the meaning behind these symbols mean, and behind these structures, and the streets, and why they position certain churches in certain areas, and all of that. And all of this is completely interconnected, and we need to start talking about this stuff and open our eyes and really see the world around us in a whole different way.